Welcome back to the Just Callum channel. Just thought I'd drop you a little video about this. My camp bed that I built into the back of my car. It is completely removable and just stores in my spare room at home, or in my garage sometimes. I wanted to give you some in-depth details about this, and if you're interested in how to build your own one into a Vauxhall Zafira. So yeah, I'll start off with the main body of the bed. So essentially, this is the main body of the bed here. This one, there's 3 pieces. This is the main body. It has 6 legs going up the sides. It is 500mm wide and 1100mm long. What I've done is I've built a frame out of 2.5 by 2.5 inch wood. Mounted what looks to be an 8mm sheet of ply cut to size on top, and then I've made 6 legs out of inch by inch wood as well. And they've gone, there's 2 at the back, 2 in the middle, and 2 at the front of this section of the bed. I've also got these rails, which are stabilizing so that the legs don't warp and bend during when I'm on it or using it or moving around on the bed. So that's the main bulk of the bed. So that takes the majority away, or if it's taking me and Maddie, I sleep on this side because it takes the majority of the weight of the whole camp bed setup. Now, as you can see straight away as well, obviously the bed has been raised up. Zafiras do have the ability to lift the middle seat row seating pad up and then sliding them all forwards. But I found if I folded them down flat, so it went across like that, so the seats were flat rather than up and pushed against the front seats, I gained more length that way. So this is why I've done it this way. It also means that because those seats are raised and I've had to build up to them, underneath I have loads of storage. And I just bought a few Tupperware boxes just to put a load of camping gear underneath. So that's the first part of the bed done. So the legs themselves are 240 high to the bottom of this bit of plywood. Okay, so that's a few measurements. Generally, that should help you out. As I say, this is just a wooden frame, which is 1100mm long by 500mm wide on this right-hand side main body of the bed. So what I've done, because I've said in previous videos, I wanted the ability to make this a solo camper as well as a double camper. What I've done is I've made these. I've notched out the plywood on one edge of the main body, and I've mounted a hinge parallel to it. And I've made it so the hinges pull apart, and these little clips that I found here just slot in, slot down, and that stops it from going anywhere. So it means therefore I can make this into a single or a double at ease, and I'll show you that in a second. But what I want to first show you is this bed side here. Now this is a different sort of size. So this size is 440mm wide, and it will be the same length as well, 110 there or thereabouts. And that is just to make up for the minimal space that I wanted to be able to move this around so it can suit. If I needed to slot something down the side here, I could absolutely do that. Shoes and whatnot, it just means there's a bit more room. As you can see as well, I've got this at the top here, which I'll show you now. So this is a bit of an afterthought, to be honest. I built this with the intention of just laying my mattress flat across here and leaving it as it and resting on the back of the seats. But when I finished building it, I realised quite a big dip there, you see, as it drops off. So what I've done is I've built this. All this is a piece of ply cut to width and 4 wooden parts just fixed to the underside. So it slots in on the seats, and all they are is 400-ish on the shorter ones, 400mm on the shorter ones, and 330mm on the longer ones. The long ones go down the bottom, and the shorter ones go up the top, and they're just mounted basically to the edges of the wood, and that just sits on there. And it just means that when I do flip it over and put it on like this, not only does it lock into place a little bit because it's got these little lumps in the back of the seat here, but it just levels out. As you can see, it does level out quite significantly. It takes a lot of the angle off, which you don't notice anyway generally, because It's got a 6-inch foam mattress that goes onto it. I'll show you the width and height of that as well, if you're interested. So the width, total width is, then again, 1 meter, 100, 1100 mil, and then the depth, 400 there, 400 mil there. Okay, so that's the size of that. That's the size of that one, and the size of that third piece. So, as I say, this is planned so that it's got 6 legs on that side and 3 legs on this side. And what you'll notice if you look under is this frame. I've actually, in between the legs, on the back edge of the legs, I've mounted a bit of wood, so it compacts this leg here into its kind of point. So there's no movement at all in this leg whatsoever. So yeah, and there's loads of room, as you can see, underneath for storage. I mean, even last night we were camping. We fit dry robes under here, all the bags of the tents, another box. We had tons of stuff under, food, loads of stuff. So it is surprising how much space and storage you get in there. So what I'll do now is I'll just show you how this comes apart. It is as simple as this. Literally take out one there, take out the second one there, and because it's just hinges, I just tilt it out like that, and there's my single man setup all done. So as you can see, I've got now a lot more room here. I'll have my single mattress going along the right hand side, and I end up sitting on a little pad on this wooden bit here, because that tends to stay where it is. And then I just have all this room for storage, for my clothes, my shoes, cooking, sitting in. I've sat on that end, watched a film on there as well. Even when I've done recording and stuff in there, I just put the tripod in here and it kind of catches the whole car. So it's a brilliant solo setup. What I will show you is this. So this is the other view. This is the bar I've just put in between here, as you can see, and that just stops these legs from moving anywhere. And it's the same I've done on the other one as well. I've just wedged those legs in like that. Let's put that back in, I'll show you. I literally just tend to rest it like that. Across. Like that. Like that. And then just remembering which way down these go. That fits. And then, hopefully, just like that. That fits. And because I've cut these notches out, it does mean I can lay these hinges and their little pin completely flat. So it doesn't actually interrupt the sleeping or the bed at all when it's all together like that. So yeah, so that's the bed. That's some rough measurements. If you want to know the full length, to the end of the bed, which generally I'd say is about, say, 2 inches, say add 2 inches to the bottom because the mattress overhangs a little bit. So the full length of this bed is 72 inches, which is 6 foot. So that's the sort of length you can get in the bed. Of course, you'll also have the width of the double, which will be there or thereabouts. And that is just over 1 meter wide. So realistically, it's going to be absolutely fine to sleep in for 2 of you. We have no problem. We have plenty of space. Obviously, it is still a car, so you're going to be confined a little bit. But for the ease of the fact that it is still a car, and you don't have to buy a van, spend the money on insulating it, carpeting it, kitting it out, making all this stuff to suit the van, and then only having the 3 seats, because this is the car and it has 7 seats, it's still got that use. So you will have a level of restriction in the width of your bed, but it's a worthy sacrifice because you also have the use of the seats and the boot and all of these different things. Okay, so yeah, so that's the bed that I've built. As I say, loads of people have done it very, very different ways. I only did it this way so that I can have a single and a double setup. Hopefully it's been informal. I saw there was a comment on YouTube about the dimensions and such. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you need any more dimensions, please do say, and I'll endeavour to respond as well. If you've liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that, and do consider subscribing as well. That'd be great. Hopefully this has been informative and you might have learned something a bit different that you wouldn't normally watch. Yeah, leave me a like, subscribe, leave a comment as well. I'd appreciate that. And yeah, catch you on the next one. Cheers.